Hello, 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 hello. This is AnneHumphrey. It is 12 minutes after the hour of 4 p.m. Thank you guys for your patience. I just want to make sure that I am live on all channels before I get started. So bear with me. Again, this is AnneHumphrey, the creator of the Science of Getting Rich Mindset and Mastermind Group right here on Facebook. And, I'm just so excited. For those of you who are able to join me live, please like this video and share it. Please like this video and share it. Meanwhile, let me check some things out before I jump right in. Okay, give me a moment. Let's see here. Just some fantastic, fantastic things going on. And I really just wanted to use this time to bring you guys up to speed. Let's see. Okay. Let's see here. And I hope, oh yeah, here I am. Okay, good. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna share this right now as we speak. Okay, here. And let's do this here. So then you guys can join live from whatever platforms you may be. Just bear with me as I am sharing this right now, live. Okay, let's see. And meanwhile, while you are here, of course, although I'm not going to be reading a chapter today, but because, of course, this is about the science of getting rich, there are things that I'm going to discuss that I will reflect back into previous chapters because that's how I'm living my life. I'm living my life as an example to the practices and the technology and the methodology that Mr. Wallace D. Wattles was so graciously left us in a book. So it is such a beautiful thing to be able to see manifestations happening. Okay, just bear with me. I'm still sharing it because I want to make sure this is on every platform that I can think of. Let's see here. Okay. All right, let's see here. Meanwhile, you can grab your books, and while I am sharing this, grab your books, but I do have some juicy updates. And as I said, being that this is a group about the science of getting rich, it is always, for me, imperative to reflect back and use the book as a guide. Now, today, I came on here especially just for you, because I think it's important that people in the group, we are a small but powerful, intimate group. I think it's important that people are able to, touch base with one another and just see the direction of where I see this group and how you too can be a part of it. Whether you're here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida or not, there is still ways that you can make a tremendous impact. So again, I am AnneHumphrey, the creator of the Science of Getting Rich Mindset and Mastermind Group right here on Facebook. And I would also like to thank you again to please like this and share this to all my Instagrammers, thank you for taking the time out to look at these important videos. I mean, I don't know what's going on over there on Instagram. It's something in the water, and the people there are looking. And I also want to thank the Twitterers and my YouTubers. For all of you who are on YouTube, just subscribe to my show, The Show. Please do that, because then when you do that, or if you begin to watch this video once I transfer it on YouTube, be sure to click the subscribe button below and hit the bell so then you will know whenever I have a new video in place. So today I wanted to just really share some thoughts with you guys. There's a lot of beautiful things that's literally happening. And I said, you know what? Before I read chapter 10, which is going to happen on Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I wanted to reach back and speak with the group, you, okay? Because I know a lot of people say, hey, Anne, I read The Science of Getting Rich, and I see that you're reading it, and I see that you are so excited about The Science of Getting Rich. I'm just not there yet. I'm just not feeling that yet. And I really appreciate a lot of the honesty, because sometimes people may not realize and really understand why I am so thrilled about the book, The Science of Getting Rich, okay, by Mr. Wallace D. Wattles. Again, this is The Science of Getting Rich by Mr. Wallace D. Wattles. So I wanted to share some things with you, and I made sure that I put some talking points down, because I think when you share some of your stories, it brings light. It causes a wave to happen, and it gives people hope. It gives people hope. And that's what I am all about, is, igniting that fire, sparking those dreams that lay dormant, and giving you hope to know that this stuff really works. You just got to do it. So, all right. So for those of you who may not know all about who I am and how I'm showing up here on planet Earth, let me share with you a little bit about me. Currently, and this will go into the stories, okay? Because there's 3 sections I'm going to do. I'm going to do stories, ideas, and announcements. And I kind of just already made the announcement about the upcoming Facebook Live video, but that's going to happen on chapter 10 Thursday. But there's other announcements as well. But the stories and the ideas are the most important for today, because I'm going to want to hear from you as well. Because I know we've got some dynamic people with some inspiring stories and thrilling backgrounds that I just haven't really gotten the chance to speak to. So I want to make sure I get to know you guys on a first name basis, where whether you have my cell, I have your cell, we're able to talk and come up with some creative ideas. Okay, but I'll share a little bit more a little bit later. So for those of you who may not know who I am per se, you know a little bit about me. You see, when I post certain things here on the page. I am currently so proud of writing my upcoming best-selling book that's called Damn It, Execute. Damn It, Execute. And you can go online. You'll be able to just go to the Damn It, Execute page, the community page, the tribe. You'll be able to see all of that. I'm not going to go into too many details about that. But the reason why I am telling you about the Damn It brand and my upcoming best-selling book called Damn It, Execute is primarily for a big reason. One thing I realized is that when you actually practice what Mr. Wallace D. Wattles speaks about in this book, and you do it where it becomes second nature, where it's almost like breathing, you're going to have so many enormous results because your mind is right. So with my Damn It, Execute book, which I already know is a bestseller, and not only a bestseller, a New York Times bestseller. Don't ask me how it's going to get there, because that's not our job. Our job is not to be concerned about the hows, or as someone would say to me, Anne, don't even worry your little pretty face about that. And that's what I would say to you all. And to the men, I will say, don't worry your handsome face about those things, because that's not your job. Your job is to build it. And in the words of T.D. Jakes, he says, build it and God will bless it. So that's where I totally believe in. You build it and it will be blessed. So in regards to my book, I'm expanding the brand, because although my book has not been released yet, there are different things that I am doing right now to build and cause brand and name recognition. And that's so important, ladies and gentlemen, that, because oftentimes I've heard where people will say, well, I'll wait until the book get here, and then that's when you're going to start doing all of this marketing and all this other stuff. And ladies and gentlemen, any of you sitting out there listening to me right now, that is not the smart thing to do. And the reason why I say that's not the smart thing to do is because all of those days, all of those years, whether it took you 365 days before publishing, whether it took you 2 years, 3 years, 4 years before publishing, all of that time, you could have been using that time as leverage to cause people to start learning about your brand, where it comes out of their mouth even before the book arrives. So one of the things that I'm doing with the Damn It brand I've created a fantastic t-shirt. But not only did I create a unisex t-shirt that, of course, talks about the Damn It brand. It's, front and back. It shows all of that, which you were able to go out and purchase. And I'll save all of that information here, right here on this video. But the big point is that not only did I create a beautiful t-shirt, however, I expanded that to Damn It apparels. See, ladies and gentlemen, and you may be saying, well, Anne, so, you're telling us this, why? Let's go back to Mr. Wallace D. Wattles. See, let's go back to Mr. Wallace D. Wattles. And there are certain areas in this book. I can't go through them all. And this is something that I coach. So anyone out there who are interested in wanting to get coached, you definitely can get in touch with me on my, my coaching website, which is nowyourlifetransforms.com. But this here, I'm just going to share between you and I. So by using Mr. Wallace D. Wattles' blueprint. See, ladies and gentlemen, he's already giving you the blueprint. And all you have to do is read it and believe it, and then execute, as I would say, damn it, execute the steps that he has already given to you. So going back to how the brand started off as an upcoming best-selling book. The book has not been published yet. I am still revising it as we are speaking, but because I am a businesswoman, because I understand the importance of leveraging your brand, I'm not going to say that I'm the expert, but what I am going to say is that I am learning. I'm an ongoing student of learning this fantastic thing that we call marketing. And one of the things that I teach other people is that it's more than marketing. It's building a machine and using your time wisely before whatever it is, before the book arrives, before the store opens, before whatever it is that you are creating. Use this time right now to get the word out so people will be able to know about what you're up to. Start buying into your brand even before the finished product arrives, because once the finished product arrives, that's just icing on the cake. But it's really what you do with your time in between the idea phase to when the product actually arrives, or in, some cases, some people may be, creating a store or, whatever it is. I'm talking about arrive, meaning the book. Okay, so whatever that thing is for you, you've got to make sure that you are utilizing that time. That time in between is so vital. It is almost like the lifeline of your business. And you're not going to be able to get that time back, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go and refer to the things that Mr. Wallace D. Waddle says, because again, everything is with mindset. And I'm going to, just talk about a couple of passages that coincide with how I am moving and what I choose to use as my blueprint. It's up to you. I'm giving you this information. If you like to use it, you can use it. If you just say, oh, well, it doesn't work for me, that's fine. But I'm sharing this because I see a lot of people who are fantastic human beings, but they're stuck. It's not because they don't have the great ideas, it's because they are stuck. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go to, I don't know what page this is in your book, but on page 11 in my book, I'm going to go to a particular area. Again, although I'm sharing the juicy updates, but everything in this group is about the science of getting rich and showing you how I am using the blueprint. See, I'm not just reading this book and it's going in one ear and out the other, ladies and gentlemen. I am actually mastering what Mr. Wallace D. Waddles says, and it still works to this day. So let's read. I'm going to read this particular area that I love. Again, that coincides with how I started from my upcoming best-selling book, Damn It, Execute, to now bringing it in the form of a t-shirt, unisex for both men and women, and then forming another entity which expanded the thought into Damn It Apparels. Do you understand? So now, what Mr. Wallace D. Waddle says here, right there. I'm going to read from there where it says new forms, ladies and gentlemen, new forms. He says new forms are constantly being made and older ones are dissolving, but all are shapes assumed by one thing. There is no limit to the supply of formless stuff or original substance. The universe is made out of it, but it was not all used in making the universe. The spaces in, though, and between the forms of the visible universe are permeated and filled with the original substance, with the formless stuff, with the raw material of all things. 10,000 times as much as has been made might still be made. And even then, we should not have exhausted the supply of universal raw material. See, all I am doing is, I'm creating from the formless stuff. And it just keeps expanding and growing and growing. Why? Because I know that there is so much out there for me to create that I'm having fun with this, ladies and gentlemen. This is literally, it's just like fun. It's like, what else can form? What else can form? Everything is still in the same, it's still parallel. Everything is still in the same likeness. Again, damn it, execute the upcoming best-selling book. I already know it is. But because of the fact that I know, at least for me, as an upcoming best-selling New York Times author, I know that during this time, while I am still forming the book, that I use my time wisely, because these days, these months, you don't get back. So from there, I went from a t-shirt, a unisex tee, which is for purchase right now. You can purchase right now. A unisex tee to, damn it, a pair of rolls. Do you understand? See, it's unlimited of what you're able to do when you have the right mindset. Let's keep going. Another thing, I like this particular. He talks about right here, and I'm going to read right up in here where it says right there, okay? And again, let me just say this. I'm pulling some excerpts from here because this group is The Science of Getting Rich, and everything about what I discuss is going to be in parallel with the book, okay? And I'm reading from chapter 3 is Opportunity Monopolized. The first section was also in chapter 3 is Opportunity Monopolized. Let me just show that to you real quick. Is Opportunity Monopolized. So the next section, because I just love this chapter, the next section that I'm going to read from is also in chapter 3. That again coincides with what I am doing. He says, Mr. Wallace D. Wattles, he says, nature is an inexhaustible storehouse of riches. The supply will never run short. Original substance is alive with creative energy and is constantly producing more forms. When the supply of building material is exhausted, more will be produced. When the soil is exhausted, so that foodstuffs and materials for clothing will no longer grow upon it, it will be renewed, or more soil will be made. When all the gold and silver has been dug from the earth, if man is still in such a stage of social development that he needs gold and silver, more will be produced from the formless. The formless stuff responds to the needs of man. It will not let him be without any good thing. You know, thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Curtis, Davis. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Joseph and Joshua and Curtis Davis for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is the reason why I think it's so important that when I speak about the different experiences that I am seeing growth, even with my companies, I'm using the blueprint. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I'm using the blueprint because I understand that nature is inexhaustible, is an inexhaustible storehouse of riches. There is no such thing as not enough. It's not. There is no such thing at all. Let me share another passage. Again, I want to make sure that you understand. My upcoming best-selling book, Damn It, Execute, started from an idea. Okay, started from an idea, and then I just kept forming It just kept getting bigger. No, the book is not out yet. I already know, ladies and gentlemen, that it is not only a bestseller, it is a New York Times bestseller. So then because I love to play in the formless stuff, then I formed the unisex tee for both men and women. Why? Because I understand during this time, although the book has not been published yet, you cannot get this time back. This is the time for me to build and create brand and name recognition. So then people will be able to say, oh, I heard a Damn It Execute. I remember when she was creating it. Why? So then that's why the t-shirts came about. Okay, so the t-shirts right now are here. But then I said, let me go a step further. I'm going to, again, from the formless substance, I am going to create, damn it, apparels. See how everything just keeps morphing into bigger entities. This is, wow. Okay, so let me read another one. Let me read another passage again. This is just what I'm using from the book because Mr. Wallace D. Wattles has the blueprint. And I can't read everything in the book, but I'm going to pick up some key things. Something that he says throughout the entire book is to do things in a certain way. And there are so many passages with the certain way. So I'm just going to just mention to make sure that you do things in a certain way. And you will be surprised how things will morph the more you keep playing in the formless stuff. You've got to have fun, ladies and gentlemen. You got to roll up those sleeves, ladies and gentlemen, and get in that formless stuff and just build your little hearts out. And don't be concerned about how it's going to manifest. Your job is to build it and then let the universe, because the universe doesn't need our help. The universe does not require our help at all. But what the universe does require is for us to be able to create like no man's business from the formless stuff, and then let the universe do what it must do. Another passage that I love, that I use all the time. Again, mindset. Same area, chapter 3. Chapter 3 is a profound chapter. I mean, everything in here is profound. But chapter 3, as you see, I'm referring to a lot of things in chapter 3 because chapter 3 is where it's at. All right. He says, you are not kept poor by lack in the supply of riches. It is a fact, which I shall demonstrate a little further on, that even the resources of the formless supply are at the command of the man or woman will act and think in a certain way. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Wallace D. Wattles has it right here, right there, the last paragraph, right there. Okay? Again, I'm sharing ideas, I'm sharing stories, but I'm sharing them and sharing what Mr. Wallace D. Wattles speaks about all throughout his book, ladies and gentlemen. Another passage that I'm using, that I constantly hear, that permeates and penetrates through my soul when I'm building my damn it brand. See, ladies and gentlemen, you've got to already know that nature is an inexhaustible storehouse. So there's no such thing as there is not enough. Okay. So another area I like to read, again, everything that I speak about is going to be in parallel with what Mr. Wallace D. Wattles teaches us in this book. If you would just only read it and allow the words to penetrate and permeate through you, you would be surprised about all the things, all the great things that will manifest. Okay, so another area that I love, because this is something I'm going to show it to you here because I always like to show, because I think when you see the words and you see where I say you must, this here, you must get rid of the thought of competition. You are to create, not to compete for what is already created. See, ladies and gentlemen, when you stay in your zone and you're not competing, because what it's something about, and I know it's things that we've heard from when you're at, school, when you're in elementary school, all the way up to in the workplace. They'll say, well, let's do a healthy competition. I know, we've heard it all before. We've done it all before, but when you start really looking at it, per Mr. Wallace D. Wattles, you must get rid of the thought of competition. That is the reason why, ladies and gentlemen, in my humble opinion, that's the reason why a lot of people just don't get anywhere, because they're too busy trying to compete instead of busy creating. See, they're secretly hating on you as opposed to just saying, that's for you. And then I'm going to create what's for me. See, once people change their mindset and transform the way that they look at things, they will be so busy creating. They're going to be happy for you. They're like, girl, you go. Or, say to your guy friends, you're doing your thing. Because when you're busy creating, you only want people around you that's creating as well. I don't want anyone, and I mean this, I have a team of people right now. I don't want anyone around me that's competing. You're out. You're done. You're done. You're off the team, because that's not going to work here. But if you're a creator, and then everybody's got that synergy and that energy, and everybody's working and creating, oh, that's a beautiful thing. I honor that. Let's move on. Another thing I like to say about, again, why my Damn It brand is just morphing and continues to morph into other entities, because I am loving creating from the formless stuff, as Mr. Wallace D. Wattles speak about in chapter 3, as opportunity monopolized. I'm having so much fun, and I'm going to talk about this a little later, but I'm having so much fun that I want to start teaching other people the fun and creating from the formless stuff, and not feeling tensed or worried, or what if it doesn't work, or what if it doesn't do the way I want it to do. See, that's where you get mixed up at, ladies and gentlemen. That's when you begin to stop all the universal help coming your way because of your mindset and the things that you speak out of your mouth. Okay, so another area I like to say here, and this is on, let me see what chapter this is. I've got a few, oh my God. It's chapter 6, How Riches Come to You. Again, it's in parallel, everything what I'm talking about, the Damn It brand. So you remember this section here. If you don't remember How Riches Come to You, chapter 6, I'm going to show this part up here to you where it says, I recall. And I'm going to read that again because it is so important. Listen to how Mr. Wallace D. Wattles, listen to what he wrote back in 1910. He says, I recall now the case of one student who was told that he must get in mind a clear picture of the things he desired, so that the creative thought of them might be impressed on formless substance. He was a very poor man, living in a rented house and having only what he earned from day to day. And he could not grasp the fact that all wealth was his. So, after thinking the matter over, he decided that he might reasonably ask for a new rug for the floor of his best room, and a coal stove to heat the house during the cold weather. Following the instructions given in this book, he obtained these things in a few months. And then it dawned upon him that he had not asked enough. He went through the house in which he lived and planned all the improvements. Listen to this. Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to this. He went through the house in which he lived and planned all the improvements he would like to make in it. He mentally added a bay window here and a room there until it was complete in his mind and his ideal home. And then he planned its furnishings. Holding the whole picture in his mind, he began living in the certain way and moving toward what he wanted. And he owns the house now and is rebuilding it after the form of his mental image. And now, with still larger faith, gotta have faith, he is going on to get greater things. It has been unto him according to his faith, and it is so with you and with all of us. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I just had to share that part because, again, this is how I am playing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm playing a huge game. See, I am having so much fun with creating, with designing what I want. And then guess what? Oh, let me share this. Listen. Again, let me back up. For those of you who are just jumping in, it's so important. I'm sharing excerpts from Mr. Wallace D. Wattles. And again, that came from chapter 6, which was the last, well, in my book, it's the last 2 paragraphs of the book, How Riches Come to You. And I've been sharing different excerpts from the book, why that go in parallel about what I am doing with my brand. So let me back up. As I said, I like to give real life stories because people say, well, hey, Ann, I see that you're reading the book. I see that you're excited about it. But if you could just tell us some stories about what's going on in your life, if you could pull back that curtain, let us get behind the scenes, and share some real life truths. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, how do I say this? I am so clear, as Mr. Wallace D. Wattles said in the book, I am so clear that right now I am walking through my home as that man and creating from the formless what I see. And I'm having faith that it is already done. See, that's where I want you at. And you're probably already there, but I want you to have fun with it. I want you to have so much fun with it that you just say, you know what? It's not my job to be concerned about how it manifests. That's not our job. There was no way, nowhere in this book that Mr. Wallace D. Wattles, or even in the good book, the Bible, okay, nowhere in there that says you must know how things are going to manifest. Nowhere. Nowhere in there. What it is required of us to do, as per Wallace D. Wattles, as he said in here, that the gentleman began to basically call those things as though they were. And they began to manifest. But when he called it at first, he didn't do enough. So as I'm saying to you, sharing real life stories about myself, pulling back the veil, pulling back the black curtain and sharing with you with my upcoming best-selling book, Damn It, Execute. The book is not here yet, ladies and gentlemen. The book is not here yet. But you know what I'm doing? I am in my home, and home is just figuratively, but I'm creating from the formless substance. And I'm having fun because one thing I understand as being an upcoming best-selling author, you're not going to get these days back. You're not going to get these months back. I do not believe that you start advertising and marketing your outcome when it's here. Wrong. Use this time now to build it, get brand awareness so people will start knowing more about your brand. before the gift arrives. See, you know what I think, ladies and gentlemen? I believe that when gifts are given, the gift has to see whether or not if you're going to be a good steward. It has to see how you're going to treat the gift. And I'm saying to you, during this process, if you would just look at what Mr. Wallace D. Waddles said here, I'm pointing down, you can't see it because I'm pointing down at my desk, but if you would just utilize what Mr. Wallace D. Waddles said in here about the gentleman, how? He says, following instructions in this book, he obtained these things in a few months, and then it dawned upon him that he had not asked enough. How many of you, ladies and gentlemen, are not playing at your highest version? How many of you are so concerned about what other people are saying to you that you choose to play in mediocrity? Well, those of you who are doing that, it sounds like you're going to need some coaching. So if you need some coaching, I'm here to help you, because you can't play. You cannot play in mediocrity and expecting humongous, outrageous results. You've got to get serious about what you're doing. My real life story, it went from Damn It, Execute, the book that I already know is a New York Times bestseller. No, it's not published yet, ladies and gentlemen. But right now, I'm using this time to give and build brand awareness and name recognition. It's morphed into, from a book that I'm currently revising the nuts and bolts on, to a unisex tee that can be worn by both men and women. Morphed from that into Damn It Apparels with an S. See, when you are busy creating from the formless substance, no telling what will manifest. Let me give you another real life story. Again, I appreciate the people who've sent me inboxes and saying, hey, Ann, we really would like to hear some real stories from you, because we see you doing a lot of things, and we see that you've got your brand going, and it would make us feel good if you were to share. So I'm sharing. I'm pulling back the curtain and I'm sharing with you. Let me share something else with you. The other day, and again, it's all on my Facebook. The other day, Tony Robbins. I speak about Tony Robbins all the time, and Tony Robbins is going to be mentioned in my book because I love Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is a phenomenon. Anybody who have not had the pleasure of at least going to a Tony Robbins event, I will tell you right now, go to tonyrobbins.com after this live video, and see what he's got going on, because you need to get in the room. See, everything that Mr. Wallace D. Waddles is talking about in this book, everything about mindset, you need to connect yourself with other entities that are doing the exact same thing that coincide with you. So let me tell you my Tony Robbins story. I just posted this up yesterday. And again, this is pulling back the veil. And I'm going to read it from my actual excerpt that I posted. And you'll be able to see it on my personal page. Because again, I think I love the idea that people say, hey, Ann, share your most intimate stories. So then we can, not just hear you read the book, but you also share with us some real stories with us. Okay, so let me pull that up here, and bear with me because for some reason now the phone don't want to act right. Let's see here. Well, I posted this. I made a comment on a post because I've done the UPW, which is Unleash the Power Within, with Tony Robbins back in 2008. And that literally was life-changing. It totally, my mind just mind-opening. I mean, Tony Robbins is, and again, I'm not getting paid for any of this. Let me just say this too. I'm not getting paid for any of this. I'm not on Tony Robbins' team. Tony Robbins don't know me. I'm not getting a Tony Robbins check. I am just speaking from the heart and sharing some real life stories about my walk. So then you'll understand why I show up the way that I do by pulling back the curtain and sharing some real life stories with you that coincide with the teachings of the science of getting rich. See, ladies and gentlemen, I've already been preparing for this way before the book came to me. There's a lot of things that I've been doing that prepared me in order so that when I got the book, when the book was introduced to me, that I would be able to receive the information in it. See, there's a lot of things that prepared me for this beautiful, fantastic journey. What is going on here? Give me a moment. Okay, here it is. This is what I posted yesterday. And I'm talking about my experience at the UPW, which is called Unleash the Power Within at the Tony Robbins event. If you haven't yet, and I shared a post because he's got an event that's happening here in Florida. So this was my short excerpt to, share with the people. I said, if you haven't walked on fire with Tony Robbins, #UPW, you have no idea what you are missing. You see, back in 2008, I attended my very first UPW in Orlando, Florida at the Gaylord Hotel. Just by being an open soul to receive all that Tony and his team had to offer on that unforgettable, life-moving weekend was simply incredible, to say the least. It was an unleashing of sorts that penetrated throughout my soul and still permeates now. It was as if I had encountered a reconnection of a more in-depth self. One that I knew was always there. However, because I was totally present, self had an awareness that it was in the proper environment to reveal its highest abilities. I remember like it was yesterday when my feet stood on the burning coals. I was at first in my head saying, Anne, what are you doing? Do you realize this is fire? Are you crazy? Literally, all of these thoughts came crashing down at once. It was not until Tony's staff reminded me that I must make a decision whether to stay in my comfort zone where I knew the exact outcomes, etc., or to journey across the long bed of fiery coals to the other side, the unknown. And at that very moment, without hesitation, I decided to go forth. In order to really get what you desire, you gotta be willing to take massive action. And I did. And then I go on to say that I'm going to share more about it in my book. I shared this again. This is a real life story because I want people to understand that the reason why you see me so excited about The Science of Getting Rich by Mr. Wallace D. Wattles is because I have been preparing for this all of my life. And so while this book was not in my life in the earlier years, because I've been groomed and continue to get groomed, when this book arrived to me and shared to me by another dynamic person, I was not I didn't tune it out. I was like, really? Oh my God, I have to read this book. See, I was ready, ladies and gentlemen. I was ready for it. Okay. I was ready to receive the information. I didn't turn it away. I didn't say it doesn't make sense. I didn't say, what do you mean the science of getting rich? There is no science. You just got to get a job and go to work and show up to that job every single day. That's the science. You need to write the science of going to a job. No, 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 no. See, because I've always had the idea, ladies and gentlemen, although I have worked 9-to-5 jobs, and it's nothing wrong with those of you who are working 9-to-5 jobs, which is a beautiful thing. But even when I was at my 9-to-5 job, again, pulling back the curtain so then you'll understand who I am and why I'm so excited about the science of getting rich, I always knew that I was just passing through. And more importantly, I knew I had a purpose for being there. There was a purpose for me being at that job. Whether it was for me to be there to show up for someone else, for me to be there to be the strength for someone else, or for me to learn a life lesson that was going to take me a lot further, faster in other upcoming situations that my mind at that time could not even think of because I hadn't yet. So this is why I am so honored for you guys to be a part of this group. And I want you to feel that you know me. You know, I want to know you. And that's why I'm doing this video today, because it's important that you not only feel that you know me, and I know it's virtually. Some of you live here in the Fort Lauderdale, Florida area that may know me, but you could live here, you still may not know me. But I'm sharing these stories so then you now can share stories with me. So that's one of the ideas I have. I want to learn more about you. I want to learn more about who you are, because I know we've got some dynamic people in this group, and I'm not here to entertain you. I'm not here to get online and hopefully entertain you. No, I'm not here for that. I am here so then this group we can really become the creation that I see it becoming. You see, ladies and gentlemen, it leads me on to my next beautiful idea. Not only do I want to get to know you, but I am going to create an actual mastermind group where we can get together in a particular place, whether it's at someone's home, whether it's at a business office, whether it's in the conference room, whether it's Starbucks, whether it's at a dinner restaurant, where we can sit down and begin communion, begin a true mastermind. Because the whole idea is I am not just here wanting to share information. I want to learn about you. I want to learn who's in the group. What are you working on? What types of things are you do to help you see why I'm so excited about this book called The Science of Getting Rich, because I already know that things are manifesting. What can we do as a group, as a mastermind group, that will help others, the group, each other, to elevate to our highest version, where people are saying, whoa, I want to be a part of this group, because this group, they're not about gossip. But, none of that's happening here. Anybody that knows me well, if you're wanting to get into a gossip and play gossip games, you'll be out. You'll be out. You'll be asked to leave, because I don't play that. We're there to create from the formless substance. Okay, and let me share some things here. The goal is to create an environment with other people who are all striving for a common purpose. Because I wanted to make sure I put certain things down so then you'll understand, you'll get it. Now, for all of those of you who may not live here in the Fort Lauderdale, Florida area, because I know some of you don't, you live in different areas. What I thought, and what I was already speaking to someone else about, is that I can come to you. And that's something that I will be able to do. I'll be able to come to you. Now, of course, we will talk about the particulars as to what all that you would have to take care of, the flight, my hotel, and all that other stuff to help you build your very own mastermind group. And then we may sometime do a virtual mastermind where I have the mastermind here in Fort Lauderdale and you may have your mastermind in Philadelphia, and then we do like a virtual cutie patootie thing. We'll discuss all of that. But for right now, I don't want anyone to feel that they're left out. I don't want anyone to think just because you live in a different area that it's not possible. Oh yeah, it's possible. It's definitely possible. And with all the people striving for a common purpose, I want people to be able to master the tools, the techniques, the methods, and the methodology of the science of getting rich. And in order for us to be able to do that, we've got to have a mastermind. I mean, I love the virtual thing. I love the virtual possibilities that we've been able to create. But it's come down to it that I'm definitely going to have to start having people that we can meet with, because there are a lot of people that really feed off the energy of other people. And although I'm excited, and thank you, Mr. Mark Zuckerberg, for this beautiful platform that you have created, but we also have to take it outside of the platform and be able to meet in a group. And what are the benefits? And why should you care about being a part of the meetup, the actual meetup that we will do, the actual mastermind meetup? One, you will have a mutual support, a support system, because you'll be meeting other people that will be within the group. That you probably say, oh my goodness, I've just only seen your pictures on Facebook and things of that nature. So you'll be able to have a mutual support there. You will have different perspectives. There will be people there from all walks of life that will be able to give you a different perspective, be able to guide you in other areas of your life that allows you to have a mind expanding experience. Because different perspectives, when done right, with care and love, it helps you to have a mind expanding experience. So that's number two. Also resources. This will be an opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. I know a lot of people here in Broward County, okay? And there's some very powerful people here that we can do some fantastic things together. However, the basis is the science of getting rich. Everything will be on this premise, the science of getting rich. As long as it falls in the science of getting rich and the tools and the blueprint of what Mr. Wallace D. Wattles created, we're going to do some beautiful manifestations. So you'll be able to have resources where you'll be able to network with other powerful individuals, other thought leaders, other moms, fathers, all kinds of people. And then lastly, you'll be able to have and experience accountability. Everybody needs to be held accountable, all of us. and accountability doesn't mean that you're, someone is going to, say, hey, and do all it. No. Just being accountable for what you say that you want, and people need that. People need to be able to have that accountability partner, someone that they love, someone that they trust, someone that they know really want them to elevate to their highest self. And so this is the reason why I'm so thrilled I am so thrilled about this. I really want to wrap my arms around the people that are here in the Tri-County area, whether you're here in Broward County with me in the Fort Lauderdale, Florida area, or whether you're in Dade County, Miami-Dade, or whether you're in West Palm Beach County, wherever you are, the 3 counties, or if you're in another part of Florida, you want to drive down where we have our, mastermind group, go for it. I am all for it, because at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, I see a group of people who are using the philosophies, the technology, the methodology of Mr. Wallace D. Wattles coming together, putting our energies together in one accord, and seeing, actually being able to witness people, businesses, people ideas that didn't even know that they had, just manifesting, just the whole thing just permeating and penetrating throughout the energy or the circle of our group. And that's why it's so important when you surround yourself, when you're in the right environment. And you better believe I'm going to make sure the environment is right. I'm going to make sure that, like I said, if you're coming for any other reason besides the science of getting rich, Mastermind Group, Mr. Wallace D. Wattles, to talk about this, so then you can do the 4 things: be a mutual support, you'll be able to hear the different perspectives, resources, being able to network, and accountability. And if you're there for any other thing, you'll be asked to leave. Okay? Because we're not going to have, listen, I'm too busy creating. And I know a lot of people here in Broward County, they are busy creating and they don't have the time either. They're going to say, Ann, listen, no, they don't have the time. Okay, so I'm looking for thought leaders. I'm looking for entrepreneurs. I'm looking for that mom, that father. I'm looking for, students. Anyone, whoever you are, and you're really ready to get into a mastermind group where we can pull back the layers of the science of getting rich. I mean, comb through it and really pick through it. It's almost like being a scientist, dissecting the work of Mr. Wallace D. Wattles and then executing like never before while having fun, getting support from other people and networking with other like-minded individuals and having accountability partners and resources that's unlimited. Because again, all of us there will be creating from the formless substance, and no telling what could appear just because all of us are in that same mindset. Questions that I want you to think about. Again, whether you're here in the Broward County area or not, questions I want you to think about, whether you want to start a mastermind group in your area and you would like for me to come out so I can give you the nuts and bolts of what I'm doing here. 3 questions. What are you working on? I want to know. I want to know what you're working on. Number 2, what did you learn? And number 3, what do you need help with? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this science, will only work when we are busy helping, not competing, others. When we are busy creating with other like-minded individuals, not competing, but creating with other like-minded individuals. It is important. Again, let me repeat those questions because I want you guys to think about this, and then I want you to put it in the message below. I want you to think about it. And if for all of those who may have my cell number or would like my cell number, let me just say this right now. Let me make a public announcement. And you would like for us to sit down and talk, whether you're here or whether you're not here, and you would like for me to learn a little bit more about you, send me a message. put it in the message below, and we will have a conversation. We will set it up, we will have a conversation, and we will go on from there. But meanwhile, what I want you to be able to answer when we speak, and I want you to think about these questions, because I'm only as good as the group. And I want you to be able to tell me your success stories. I want you to be able to tell me what things have morphed, your visions, how your visions keep morphing into bigger and bigger things, and how you're having fun with creating from the formless substance, in the words of Mr. Wallace D. Wattles. First question, what are you working on? That's very important to me. I want to know what you're working on. Number 2, what did you learn? And then number 3, what do you need help with? Okay, those are the 3 important questions. All right, well, as far as announcements is concerned, I would like to say again, I will be here back with you live reading chapter 10 of Mr. Wallace D. Wattles. And oh my goodness, this book just keeps getting juicier and juicier and juicier. Okay, Mr. Wallace D. Wattles, chapter 10, further use of the will. Further use of the will. That is going to be happening this Thursday afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be doing a live read. For all of you who are able to make it, please join. Again, please, I want to hear from you. I want to hear your stories. I want to be able to learn more about you. And for all of you that are here in the Broward County area or in the Tri-County area of South Florida, Miami-Dade, Miami, West Palm Beach, or Broward, we're going to get together. I would definitely like to be able to have you a part of this group. This group is going to be a powerful thing. It's going to go beyond what you can even think. It's going to be so powerful that you're going to want to hook on. You're going to want to latch on. I mean, this only thing I can say to you is this. I am here. The people that are here in Broward County, I am here with you. So you guys get front row seat because I'm right here with you guys. So this is the time for us to lock arms and create from the formless substance. Let's have fun doing it. Let's be a demonstration to other people to let them know, everyone, because everybody comes from all walks of life, that it may not have looked like that at first, but because we kept forming it and having fun with it, we didn't get frustrated and throw it to the side. See, that's when you're being tested. You just kept forming it. You're like, okay, all right. If that didn't work, okay, all right. So let me do something else. Or when you're part of this mastermind group, hey, let me go to my accountability partner. Hey, let me go to the person that is my mutual support system. That's someone that believes in me. Maybe I should not give up on this. Maybe it's because I need to change something. Maybe I need to, revise what I was going to do. It could be a numerous of different things. And that's the reason why we need to be able to lock arms together and do some magical things together. Again, I am AnneHumphrey, the creator of the Science of Getting Rich Mindset and Mastermind Group. I'm looking forward to hearing from everyone in my group. If you're not even a part of this group and you would like to be a part of it, please join us now. And thank you for your time. For all of you who are on Facebook, please like this video and share it. For all my YouTubers, be sure to subscribe to the button below and hit the bell so you will know when I have downloaded a new video. And for all my Instagrammers, you guys are the best. You guys, I'm telling you, Instagram is something in the water over there on Instagram. Every time when I create an Insta story, it's permeating and penetrating throughout Instagram. So thank you, Instagram. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And to Twitter, thank you as well. Be sure to share, retweet this video. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your time. Again, I am AnneHumphrey, and I look forward to hearing from you all. And I have a special thank you for being a part of this group. I see some beautiful things happening, and I would love for you to be a part of it and not just be a spectator. That's why I'm letting you guys know that mastermind groups, I want mastermind groups to be formed in your city, whether you're here with me or not. All right. Thanks a lot. And I'll see you guys on Thursday, 4 p.m. Bye-bye now.